Hello and welcome to Chilled Cardano. I'm Eric and this is Mike.
Right back at you.
Mike, this week we are going to go back and talk about the chart again to start off. So, we were last week at like 90, 94, 95 when we were recording, I think. And now we are at just below 90 cents, but it was actually a lot worse than that because we kind of did this whole giant dip capitulation down to 75 cents. And, a lot of people were selling at that point, saying the world is over, crypto's dead. And it was scary. But then we had this little bump back up, and now we're just kind of, chilling right here again. Kind of a weird time. Like you kind of want to feel good about this bump, but at the same time, it doesn't really mean a whole lot to me. It just feels like we're still on a downtrend overall. So what do you think about where we're at, as Matt Nagy would say?
Yeah, I think you really have to just look at the Bitcoin chart. And right now, Bitcoin's the big baddie and everything follows Bitcoin. So like why is the market
baby,
exactly bad baby? You look at this chart and you're just like what's the story that's like happening? And it's just like this whole global uncertainty. And eventually, the whole cryptocurrency market, I believe, will be the leader in the financial industry. But for now, we just don't have enough people in it. So it's considered like risk on, which means like when everything's hunky-dory, this whole market flies. But in times when like people don't know what's going on, like with this war in Russia and Ukraine going on, you also have the United States interest rates going up, which means money's going to be a lot more expensive to borrow. So that means people who own houses, their mortgage will go up, a lot. Who knows how much? It just depends on your situation. But that just means there's less money to play with at the end of the month if you're just like a retail trader, right? So you have to be a little bit more careful, invest in things that you truly believe in. And so until like everything gets figured out, like everyone understands where we're going, it's just going to be really uncertain. So that just means we're going to do a lot of up and down, up and down. And in that type of, we're just going to range. We'll probably range from here till 60,000, probably all year until this shit gets figured out. That means Cardano's probably going to be ranging from, I would say this is the low. If you want to go back to the Cardano chart.
Oh, yeah.
I would say this is the low. For me, this is an insane buying opportunity, not financial advice. This is an insane buying opportunity because I just see the potential. If you're in the space, if you're watching the show, you're a hardcore Cardano person. You understand where we're going. We have so many apps coming online right now, and we're going to go through some of those later on in the show. But as of right now, the situation is just like, this is just a phenomenal buying opportunity. Buy it and start staking your Cardano, get your 5% every 5 days, and just kind of like look at it as like an insane like discount, because this thing should be at least $10. Not financial advice, but
you don't have to say that so often.
Hey, I'm not a financial advisor. Carry on.
If you look at the volume, like in the beginning of last year, it was pretty like crazy. And when we had this little pump, it was pretty crazy as well. And right now, since like since like October, I guess. The only like good volume we've had is like huge sell-offs. So that's kind of like, I think that's the same thing with Bitcoin too. So like you said, people just aren't willing to throw all their money at it like they were early last year, which is understandable with everything going on. But I would just say this is not financial advice, but hang with
My
them
man,
if you can.
hang with him.
Stake your tendies and, be patient.
And like in the meantime, like Eric and I have been really going into the Cardano native token ecosystem because there is just so many like interesting products going on, a lot of white papers to read, and if you're going to be in the space for a long time, this is the beginning. So just like a lot of these probably aren't going to make it, but who knows, So just get a little bit of each things that like you've read, did some research, like go on Twitter and find these developers and like start to parse out what you think is real and what you think is fake. Like a lot can be, you can figure out a lot, like what the really good projects are from the not so good projects, people who deliver and people who deliver very little.
I'm a big
So
fan of like just joining every Discord and just like seeing like the announcements and just what people are talking about in that Discord. I think you can learn a lot about the projects that way. Some people like Telegram. It's also a good option. Twitter, just cover all your bases. If you have time to read stuff, that's what I do. And look at me, I'm losing money. So, but not for long, Mike. Actually,
not for long, baby.
that's probably not true. I've probably
Made a couple
done
shekels
okay.
here and there.
Yeah.
Of course. That's the truth. It's just like if you can even make a couple extra bucks a month, something to like subsidize the way you live. Like I know everybody wants to make $1 million in about 2 weeks, but the odds of that happening are very slim to none. And there's just better ways to make money. And it's also like if you become a part of these communities and like invest your time and your resources, like it tends to pay off. I mean, like you're still gonna get some 10x's, some 20x's, and that shit pays off. That adds up. I mean, if you're a part of that liquid, you got an extra $20,000. Like you're okay. If you're a regular person, that's gonna help pay your bills. Like that's real money. Like and then it's just like about diversifying your portfolio. Like, oh, okay, I made 20 grand off of this liquid token. Let's take 10 of that and like leave it in, take another 10, diversify that, pay some bills off. Because the name of the game is just like defending your portfolio, like live another day. Because you can like if you have a day job, you can keep making money and keep like putting money in different things that you find interesting, and that can pay off down the road.
Yeah, and I think it's good to be patient because like if you buy a good token and it's like a solid project, but you're trading in and out of it, it's kind of like some news will come out and then you might miss it if you're like trying to jump back and forth. So I think it's good to like keep a little bit of the tokens you really believe in. Don't try to like day trade them too much. But yeah, with that being said, there's always some sort of FUD surrounding Cardano. And this week was no different. We had, I don't know if you saw this post on Reddit, but basically it was like the cryptocurrency subreddit. This guy posted like, hey, I have evidence of Charles
Can
front
you zoom in
running.
on this article?
Yeah. Can you see?
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, but they're saying Charles was the one who front ran Sunday Swap for like 4 million, and they're like, and I have proof, you know. So basically this guy was like, basically it was like flawed to begin with because he started with the IOHK wallet and he's like, how can I link it to the transaction that happened with Sunday Swap? So he's like, all you have to do is follow all these links. And the first post was like 40 different transactions and they led to the IOHK wallet. And he's like, this is proof that like Charles was involved somehow. And then he like did a follow-up post. Oh, the first one is 150 addresses. Then the follow-up post, he narrowed it down to 15. And then people were like, oh, wow, maybe this is legit. And then the wallet they're talking about is a Coinbase custody account that aggregates thousands of users. So like the fact that that was in between like all those transactions basically means that person had Coinbase at some point. But he's like, basically it's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, like any ADA transaction can get back to that wallet. But it's just kind of funny to like see how hard people try to like just prove that Charles is a fraud or prove that ADA is like not worth it. But it's like, why? Like, it's like, why put so much energy into the FUD? So I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, I think it comes from a place of knowing that at some point during this year, Cardano's whole ecosystem will be stronger, or like not more strong than Ethereum, but like it'll show that it's like validated. Like there's true value here, and there's true like unique unique dApps being worked on that wouldn't be able that isn't capable of being on Ethereum, like liquid finance. But this stuff is so, what a waste of time.
Yeah.
What a waste of time.
It's so much
It's just
time.
like, I just like the amount of this work this guy did. Like, God bless him. Like, if this is how you want to spend your time. But it's like to think that this guy who's worth billions of dollars would do this for a couple $1,000,000. Like, and then not only that, but like destroy his reputation. Like, this guy's been doing this since like 2017. He's been working on Cardano, and to still be like, oh, I'm going to front run everybody for $4 million. And then what? Like, where's he gonna like? It's just insane the amount of stupidity that some people have. And it's just like your energy could be used for so much better things, or like, I don't know. It's like, unless the guy is a journalist and that's his job, like that's cool. But it's like, come from a place of actually understand, like have some conversations with like IOHK, or like get some more info. Like, to go from one single source on Reddit and think that like you've figured out everything is like, it's so disingenuous, because it's like, if you're gonna like ruin someone's reputation, you probably should have at least a couple sources.
Yeah.
And not just your own, where you're just on Cardano scan. You're using the guy's technology to call him out as a bad, like, it's just insane. Like, it's like
I watched a lot of true crime. It's like if you're a cop and you are a detective and you're like, here, like, I think this guy did it, so I'm gonna take his information and make it, fit into this crime, instead of doing it the other way around, where it's like, okay, here's the wallet that like did the transaction. How can I find out who it was? It's like, you already know who you want it to be. So you're like pigeonholing the answer to be that.
Well, right, like it wouldn't just be like a black hat developer, like somebody who is in the ecosystem and like maybe they're a sociopath, maybe they just don't care about anybody else, you know, like and they just want to make money. Like,
Right.
doesn't that seem more probable? Like, it's like I don't know. It's like such a waste of time because it's like, all right, that happened. Like, it messed with the value of Sunday Swap, but it's like the price of Sunday Swap has been moving up and down ever since. Now it's around 60 cents. How does that influence? Like, how does that change anything? Like going forward, like a lot of token prices are manipulated. They always will be. But at a certain point, there's been so many transactions that it gets to its equilibrium. It gets to a fair price. And like it just depends on what you're trying to. Are you a day trader? Are you a long-term investor? Like it's just like weird because it's like that becomes a story because it's like that's the sexy part, but it's like
And it was like at the top of Reddit, cryptocurrency
yeah,
subreddit.
yeah.
It's just it gets there so fast because Cardano's involved, it seems like.
I think I don't know why everybody wants Charles to be like
Hitler.
Yeah, it's so funny because I've been reading these Reddit posts since like 2018, and before this, it was EOS, and the founder of EOS was Dan Larimer, and they would just shit on Charles like crazy, and they're like, Dan Larimer is the best, like he would never do anything to hurt anybody, and like in the background, he was already making another token. He was already making his plan to ghost that whole community after they and like that's never talked about. No one ever says sorry, but it's just like been constantly happening with every project. Now I'm seeing stuff about Terra Luna because they just flipped Cardano, and it's just like somebody on Twitter had a great post where they're just like, we've been flipped so many times. It's like we don't give a shit.
Yeah,
like we're just building stuff. Like if you want to use it, use it. It's a protocol. Like if you look at all of our chains, they're going to be a point where everything's interoperable. So
yeah,
like all boats are gonna rise together. So this whole weird game where it's like, oh, my coin's better because it did another 10%. It's like, good for you, God bless. like
yeah,
you're successful now. Like I don't understand why you have to shit on a whole nother community. Like it's somehow I think they're jealous because the Cardano community is so cool. Like everyone's so positive and they're just not haters. They're just like they try to like keep their noses clean because we just keep getting shots left and right. And yeah.
They hate us because
it's gonna keep happening. You just have to like not let it touch you, not let it phase you, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
I said they hate us because they ain't us. Is that basically what you're saying?
In a nutshell, yeah. I think that's exactly. Thank you, Eric.
So on to the next project we're discussing this week, which is actually technically it's on Ethereum, but it has wrapped ADA on it, and it's part of Meta. I think that's how you say it, but and it's called MilkySwap. Mike, tell me what you know about MilkySwap.
I've been playing around with it.
And how mad are they that MilkySwap took the ticker milk?
Oh man,
they're fuming.
I'm trying to share my screen, but I don't know what I'm doing. Is this
it? Got it. You got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is MilkySwap. Yeah, very similar to MilkySwap's milk token. This is gonna get interesting because it's weird that we have a decentralized exchange that uses the milk token, and I believe MilkySwap is going to use a milk token as well. Who knows? It's going to be really confusing.
I think theirs is called Milky so that won't get confusing.
It's called Milky. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's not confusing at all. This was a little bit more uh techie, like to set up. I did not do the airdrop. I wish I had. They kind of just threw it at people. I think it was like this last Tuesday
Yeah.
or in February, the 23rd or something like that. But they just kind of threw it at us. So I didn't really participate. I do have a day job. I'm still working. I'm a peasant. So I did not get to participate. But this is the setup. It's just a swap. It's got Milk ADA, and then you just have wrapped ADA for now. That's the only thing you can move. And I believe what's going to be happening is you're going to be able to take like an Ethereum token, wrap it, and then use it. I honestly I don't know. I'm so confused with like the EVM for Cardano. Like, what's the use case? So I wrap a token from Ethereum and use it on Cardano, but like, so I guess I only see the value as like a stable coin, right? Because then you'd be able to use stable coins on Cardano. You'd have like a wrapped USD, and then we wouldn't have to wait for like Dejed, our native token stable coin, right? We could do this whenever MilkySwap goes live. But as far like other assets, I guess I just too small brained.
I guess you could like if you wanted to trade your ADA for like an Ethereum coin, you could do that, right? Or a token.
Yeah, wrap your ADA on EVM. And then you'd have those sweet $30 fees.
Yeah.
Or 100, 120.
But I believe the fees are paid in ADA, right? On this one.
Yeah.
That's one of the like perks.
That was one of the cool parts. It's pretty easy to connect.
Do you need just one wallet, or do you need multiple?
You just need one. It was pretty easy. I use Brave browser. You guys, if you're crypto native, I would use Brave as well. It's really nice. Gets rid of all your ads and stuff, as well as having a native MetaMask wallet. And I just use that for this. And it was nice. You get these pop-up menus, and then it will tell you when you connect in your wallet, there's like a walkthrough. It's very simple. And it will give you all the information that you need as like to connect to this network. This is all new to me. I'm hardcore Cardano guy. So all this Ethereum stuff scares me a little bit. I don't like it. I kind of try not to mess with it, but there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming on that like you're gonna want to use.
Be well-rounded.
You gotta be well-rounded. I mean, that's how you're gonna find these like amazing opportunities going forward. So I think MilkySwap has a lot of potential. I would grab some of their native token when it goes live.
Milky.
After the airdrop, people dump on you. Wait till they dump on you and then buy it. Wait, so don't get it right away. Just give it a week or two. Let the prices come down.
Yeah. Like Sunday swap, You're gonna get dumped.
I learned my lesson with that one. Oof. I bought Sunday swap at like $1.04. So that's been fun, guys. Definitely underwater on that one.
And they're releasing their ISPO tokens on Tuesday. So
get ready. MilkySwap is?
No, Sunday swap. So just get ready to get dumped on a little more.
Oh, again? Okay.
Fair warning. Can you click the liquidity?
They also have liquidity pools. Yeah. So you could do input milk ADA and then wrap data. This is the only thing right now. It says liquidity providers earn 0.25% fees,
which is actually
trades
lower
proportional.
than
Is it lower
The
than
standard
Sunday?
of 0.3.
Well, is it a standard or?
That's just what I've seen. And I think MinSwap is the same too.
MilkySwap?
Yeah.
So on
0.3.
Sunday is 0.3. So it's going to be a little less. But here's the thing with Sunday, that percentage you're getting is for Sunday tokens. Now on MilkySwap, you're actually getting at ADA. So that's nice. That's probably why the fee is a little bit less.
I hate to correct you, Mike, but I think the
Oof.
fee is an ADA on Sunday, but you do get the rewards, like the 106% in Sunday.
So have you gotten your fees then?
Yeah,
Like,
but
how much have
I
you
guess
made?
like they don't tell you how much you've made, so you have to
So
like
it's just a secret.
pretty much. You either have to
Awesome.
like keep a spreadsheet or something and just like see the difference, but they don't show it anywhere. So that's fun.
And then also we got, so that's the whole MilkySwap thing. I don't know when it goes live. It'll be interesting. Check it out if you guys have some time. And then we also, do you want to go back? Do you want to get something else for us?
Yeah, you want to unshare or something?
Yeah.
So just a couple other things for MilkySwap we can look at. We probably should have looked at this first, but this is just like the description. Can zoom in, maybe. Guess not. I can read it to you though.
You could zoom in it if you go to the little three little lines to the top right. Keep going, top right. Three lines.
Three lines.
Boom. Okay, then go to zoom.
I was trying to do Control plus. All right. So Meta is an EVM sidechain for the Cardano network. It introduces the concept of wrapped smart contract, which can be called directly from a mainnet blockchain with no need for a user to leave their mainnet wallet. Users do not need to interact with the sidechain at all. One attractive use case for Meta will be to give EVM smart contract capabilities to a non-EVM blockchain. This is what Meta private alpha testnet will be testing using the Cardano testnet and EVM-based sidechain called M1. The M1 sidechain uses wrapped ADA as its base asset for paying fees and gas. You can learn more details here. So I guess the whole idea is it gives EVM smart contract capabilities to Cardano. And what you would do with that, I'm not smart enough to know, but it seems like it'd be useful for some people.
Now, as far as I understand, that's going to be like a layer 2 thing. So basically, you should be able to use those Ethereum assets without the Ethereum fees. So
Gotcha.
You'll be using Ethereum assets, but using Cardano, and your fees should be cheaper.
So you can get.
I have no idea how any of that works. I guess you could do your NFT wrapped to CryptoPunks. Yeah. I don't think that work, but I could be wrong. We'll have to try it out. If anybody's interested, we could try that out.
By the way, if anyone's wondering, I'm drinking a sidecar. Okay. So we'll look at their roadmap.
What's in a sidecar, Eric?
Pretentious. So we got cognac, Mike. We got,
which is a what? Liqueur?
Cognac is cognac. It's It's a
Got him.
French.
We got him,
It's like
folks.
Hennessy. Hennessy is cognac.
So it's
It's
I think it's a
cognac.
liqueur.
Agree to disagree. We got Cointreau and then lemon juice and some sugar on the rim.
What's Cointreau?
Cointreau is a liqueur, an orange
Okay.
liqueur.
Good to know.
And Mike is drinking a Zevia with what flavor is that one, Mike?
This one is a creamy root beer, guys. So not a sponsor. Zevia, if you want to come on board,
We're open
let
to
us
it.
know.
And what would you rate that one? Unsponsored, what would you rate
This
that
is
one?
my favorite. This is a 10 out of 10 air.
All right, good to know. Use the promo code Zevia20 to get nothing. So we got the roadmap here as the last thing. They don't really give dates, which is weird, but I guess a lot of people don't. Launch decks on Milky Meta mainnet, distribute farming rewards. So sounds like they'll have farming, which is cool. Reward early community members. That's probably the airdrop, I guess. Phase 2, begin voting in MilkySwap DAO, analytics dashboard, order book implementation. 3, community-driven feedback. Launch lending protocol for leveraged trading. Okay. Begin token buybacks, and then the community decides after that. The leveraged lending sounds kind of interesting, but that sounds like it's probably like a year away.
Yeah, I mean, all that lending is going to be really cool when all that stuff comes on. We'll see who's first to market. My money's on liquid finance to bring lending like that to the market first. We'll see though.
If you can't tell, we're liquid maxis on this show.
We're liquid maxis. We're not. I'm all over the place with my investments.
Speaking of being all over the place with our investments, let's talk about one that I think we're very divided maybe on, and that's a Neta BTC wrapped Bitcoin on Cardano. So I personally like this one. I've gone kind of back and forth on it. I like that they were doing airdrops like in the beginning. They were trying to build a community. They did Twitter airdrops, Discord. They did everything. And they're on Ergo and on Cardano. And I'm an Ergo head, sadly. So I did all the airdrops, okay. But then after a while, it became like, okay, we're doing more airdrops. This is becoming a lot. But it's good and bad. You got to find like a happy medium. But as far as their core principles, they're a fully on-chain decentralized protocol that allows Bitcoin to be directly wrapped on Ergo and Cardano blockchains. It enables Bitcoin holders to unlock the value of their assets in a secure and efficient environment to provide yield without selling any Bitcoin and without any third-party custodian involvement. So that's just an overview. They're also doing this thing called an LISO, which is like an ISO, but basically you stake to their pool and you don't get any ADA rewards, but you get for every like 1,000 a Neta, whatever the hell they call it, C Neta tokens you have, you get like 6 back, and you get like some other rewards with it as well. But it's a little like confusing, I would say.
So wait, scoot up to that part with all the other tokens that you get.
Yeah.
Like, how is that working? What is the Neta liquidity fund? Let's go through that real quick.
All right. The Neta Liquidity Fund is a compounding group of assets owned 100% by Neta, which is Ergo, C Neta, which is Cardano holders, established and grown by mining rewards generated from Neta 1 and Neta 2 stake pools. This fund, as efficiently as possible, will be used to provide valuable liquidity to our DEX partners, ErgoDex, KyberSwap, MinSwap. This fund should generate yield on its assets and earn ErgoDex MinSwap platform tokens as well. Yield and ErgoDex tokens earned by Neta Liquidity Fund will be a direct benefit to Neta and C Neta holders, supplementing and diversifying the base value of the tokens. So every 5 days, the two pools will acquire in approximate values 30% Bitcoin, 15 ADA, 15 Ergo, 15 MinSwap, 15 KyberSwap, and 10% Neta C Neta.
So how does that work then? So let's say you're staking to their pool, right, and then they're using your money to buy Bitcoin, ADA, Ergo, MinSwap, Kyber Network, and their own token for their yield farming, right? So basically, they won't have to. They don't have to take outside money, right? They could have VC. They don't have to do VCs because they'll basically have the asset pair to do their own liquidity swaps, right? So they'll use ErgoDex, MinSwap,
and Kyber
and KyberSwap. It's interesting. I'll give it that. It's an interesting way to go about it. It's just like, so they're gonna rep Bitcoin. That's the whole point of this token,
right? And they're gonna have it on Cardano and Ergo. And the other part of this is Ergo holders will also receive rewards for their Neta. They'll receive half of the rewards. But which is weird because there's no staking in Ergo. So
there's a lot of like
I don't know how that works, like how that makes sense.
There's a lot of unanswered questions. This is where I find it to be a little weird. This is where I go, huh? Like it makes you think, because it's like, do I want to invest my money in a project where there's so many unanswered questions? Also, like their whole thing is like, let's get this wrapped Bitcoin going. I haven't even seen a working product or a test net or anything. And like, what's the base? Let's release date on that, you know?
Mike, I'm about to blow your mind because
blow my mind.
Show you a demo video that they have here. Let's see if this is gonna be blurry. So you got a bridge transactions dashboard.
Okay, I'm liking it.
They're just showing all the other tabs, but I think the most important one is that one.
Bridge.
You could wrap, unwrap. So that's what it's going to look like. And they also
then I'll have wrapped, but this is on Ergo. So I'll be able to wrap my Bitcoin and use it on Ergo and do what? Like, does Ergo have?
I'm sure it'll be on ErgoDex.
First.
You could swap it with their stable coin, I guess, or.
Oh, they do have a stable coin. Okay. Wraps on wraps on wraps, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a demo. Anyone can make that. It doesn't really mean anything. But this is their tokenomics. So my concern here is, see this giant 30% slice is the team, advisors, angel investors, which is like them trying to be cute, I guess, because they have an angel. But it's really just like VCs.
Angel investors is yeah, it's like VCs.
It is a term, right?
Yeah.
And then the Neta Foundation, 14% is TBA.
So basically, you can put the 30 with the 14 because it means they're in control of those tokens as well.
Right.
So you're at 44% for, which is insane. But carry on.
A Neta wallet incentives 10%, liquidity, the LISO 15%, long-term delegator airdrops 15%. So I guess the rest is mostly the community, but 44% is probably their team. So yeah,
it's just the tokenomics don't look great. They don't look great. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
For a wrapped Bitcoin, I mean, the problem with that too is like if you look at every major like lending protocol, like Liquid Finance, Cardano, they're gonna have wrapped Bitcoin as well. So then it's not like the thing that you're making is actually like that scarce of an idea. So why does it need a token then? Because I could just come in and out of it on any protocol on Cardano. It's not going to be like Anita BTC has wrapped BTC locked up, like no one else can do this. If that was the case, then their token becomes more valuable. But because now you're saying that you're doing this one product, which is wrapped BTC, and that's the reason why my token's valuable, well, it's okay. Then I have to match it up with Cardano and Liquid Finance, and let's talk about all the things that they're doing as well. So if you're someone who's trying to invest into it, you're going to be like, well, like Liquid has all these other things that it's doing. Cardano has all these other things that it's doing. And then Anita BTC is just wrapping BTC. And they're also giving out 2 billion tokens. It gives me, it's just like, it's not like very strong as far as like a use case where it's like, you're going to want a bunch of these tokens. Like it might be valuable, but it's not something that you're going to want to like, I need to have all the CNETA.
Yeah.
Because this is the one that's going to change my life. Like,
yeah,
it just feels like I'm going to get dumped on the whole time because if the team has 30%, like, and the age, I don't know when those tokens get released. So it could just be constant distribution for the next year. And like, that's just the way I see it. I could be totally wrong. I could be being too negative, but I think in this space, it's better to be overly cautious, especially when you're investing in these projects that are like, 6 months away, 12 months away. And it's like, they're just telling you what you want to hear. Like, and it becomes more of a religion than it's like actual use cases.
But
that's how I see it.
Counter argument.
Hit me.
They're only doing wrapped BTC. It's not just like part of what they're doing. So maybe they'll be the ones to really get it right, And I think the idea of like offering people rewards for their wrapped Bitcoin is kind of appealing for people because there's really no way to like stake your Bitcoin. I mean, you could keep it on an exchange and get rewards sometimes, but
nobody wants to do that.
Right. So I think maybe that's part of their something that makes it appealing as an investment.
Right.
But I mean, there are like a lot of question marks. And I mean, we'll see what happens. It's a good idea, I think. The team seems like, kind of young and like maybe inexperienced, but we'll see. we'll see what they can come up with. But they're also teamed up with MinSwap and kind of like them. So we'll see what happens.
I'm really liking MilkySwap.
They're growing on you.
Yeah.
What do you think of this other these other guys here? WingRiders.
These the WingRiders. WingRiders. Mount up. I really like these guys. They were like, I believe they were on one of the teams that helped create Cardano, and then they kind of did their own thing. Did you set up a wallet on this?
I did not.
I have one. If you want me to share,
let's do it. You got all the wallets, man.
Got all the wallets. Give me the wallets.
Getting real dark over there, Mike.
Racist.
Got any lights on? Whoa. You got to get one of those ring lights like the
I know, man.
have.
Gotta invest in the ring light.
Then you can do like a smoky eye.
All right, this is the NuFi wallet.
Ooh, all right. Kind of cool looking.
It is cool looking. I think so as well. I don't know how this is set up, where if it's going to be like a Solana Cardano bridge, which would be really cool. I think it's pretty interesting. So they have a staking. So basically you'll be able to stake within here. I saw you'll put your money into this wallet, stake from this wallet. I don't know what other options that'll give you, but as far as I know, is right now it looks like you'll just be staking to their pool. We'll see what kind of like stuff they'll give you. I mean, maybe they'll give you like, because there's an NFT marketplace in here, maybe you'll get some type of NFTs. The whole WingRider concept is kind of interesting too. I don't know how it's going to work, but I believe they're gonna use like NFTs somehow. They keep like if you look at their Twitter account, it's like they're trying to like gamify this whole thing, which is interesting. I don't know how it'll like. They've been very vague about everything, but it seems like it's about to come online. All the tech is here. You got your swaps.
What can you swap
like every other
there?
swap?
A bunch.
Well, they're just testnet tokens as of right now. So I think it's going to be like,
they got a lot of wrapped stuff. I wonder if that's going to be.
Here's your wrap BTC.
Oh,
I need a BTC. Now you don't even have to wait.
Now you piqued my interest. What was that? It said oil. Is that like a play on gas?
On here?
Yeah, like click one. The fee at the bottom, or hit advanced. Yeah, it's oil.
A small amount of ADA has to be bundled with all token transfers on the Cardano blockchain. We call this oil. So it's basically like collateral on Nami wallet. Gotcha. Or CC Vault. And it is always returned to the owner when the swap request gets fulfilled. Yeah, it's so like, it just needs like, it sucks the way that this is built right now, but I believe no, because you'll get the money back. It's just like, you need to put something as the middleman to make the transaction go through. But I think they'll be able to fix the code so we don't have to do that anymore in the future. I would give it 6 months, but I did see Sebastian from Milky talk about that. Yeah, so
I gotta be honest with you. The look is, I don't really like the look of the actual.
You don't like it? It's too. It's
It's
too
too like,
NVIDIA Shield.
yeah, it's too like,
It is very
I don't know, not visually.
stunning.
Yeah.
I agree, but I think it's one of those things you want it to be basic and work, and then you can make it look super pretty after you have like a working product. Like, I'd rather invest in a company that has working products that I can make money off of, as opposed to something that's really pretty that doesn't, that just I get to speculate on for the next 12 months, you know? Like at this point in Cardano's system, like I just want to invest in things that are actually working. I don't want to be waiting another 12 months for like
Yeah.
something, you know, special. It's just like, show me what you got, you know, like,
I agree. It's nice to see something.
yeah.
Let's see. I got the,
I'll stop sharing.
oh, I was going to pull up their, they have like a
Pull it up.
roadmap.
The way they're dealing with the concurrency issue is pretty interesting too. Instead of scoopers, they're gonna have something else. And I believe that like regular people will be able to become scoopers on WingRiders.
Batching model. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So from a development perspective, the concurrency is more to do with servicing multiple liquidity pools in parallel. Cardano already supports this type of concurrency out of the box with the batching model. The concurrency solution becomes more interesting since the agents have to balance prioritization of liquidity pools, blockchain congestion, and batch sizes. When we at WingRiders talk about concurrency, as we are very much developer led, we lean toward the latter meaning. So go to the next slide. So this is the interesting part. Users would create swap requests and agents, the batchers. So basically, the agents are going to be, I don't know if it's going to be liquidity pools, like you're going to have to run like a stake pool, or if it's going to be a whole new system, which would be interesting. They're going to call those people the batchers, and they would fulfill these requests on behalf of the users. The requests are small transactions, while the transactions that fulfill these requests would interact with the DEX scripts to ensure that the users are correctly compensated. So these batch transactions are large because of the included scripts and large number of inputs. The agent's goal is to maximize efficiency and include as many swaps requests as possible. The more requests the agent can fulfill in a single transaction, the less load on the blockchain, lower overall fees, and faster perceived user experience. How many requests can be included also depends on the transaction size, memory, CPU usage of the smart contract. This is where the internal factors of the DEX architecture, concurrency solution, and trade-offs become evident. So it's going to be interesting.
They're kind of leaving it up to these batchers to like optimize the transactions in a way.
And right. So it's a game between the agents, right? So whoever can do the best job will be compensated the most money. And then who knows how they gamify this, because they keep calling them WingRiders and they're talking about NFTs. It'll be interesting. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. This one I definitely am keeping my eyes on. Yeah.
It's like competitive, you know.
Yeah.
People like to dig into that kind of stuff, and hopefully it'll.
So instead of worrying about Charles Hoskinson front running Sunday swap, you could actually do something more interesting and make a shit ton of money.
I don't think those are the same people. I'll be honest.
I think it's the same guy.
There's a tokenomics.
Guys, check
here.
this. Yeah.
So you got 20% incubation entities, 5%. Bless you. Future hires.
Thank you.
5% partnership and marketing. 6% pre-sale, 14% private public sale, and 50 50% ecosystem development. Now, what do you think that means? Is that like staking and stuff? Yield farming?
Yeah, I read the white paper. So basically, they're trying to create a DAO, and the ecosystem development will probably be for the DAO to decide how the project moves forward, because this project's really about open source. So they're trying to open up every single part of the system and let regular Joes become part of the business model. And I think it's just really cool to have you have your Sunday swaps, and that's all closed sourced, right? We don't know anything about Sunday swap, how it works, how the scoopers work. But with this WingRiders, it's more open source. You're going to be more a part of the community, how it works, and you're going to be a really important part to make sure that it works right. So I think the ecosystem development will be more like, how do we make this better? How do we,
Little old me, I'll be a part of it.
just guys like you, Eric.
Simpletons like me. Trying to find the roadmap here.
Is it in here? I don't think it's in here.
And that'll do it for us, you guys. Maybe it's here it is.
There you go.
So probing the waters, distilling the core concepts. It's all done. Taking the leap. Racing for the stars. Q2 2022 TGE launches. Is that the DEX?
Not sure.
Platform begins to integrate additional wallets and token pairs. Introduction of stablecoins. First projects and dApps provide initial liquidity / listing, DAO principles, and voting. This is what they've already done. Pre-sale closes. Standalone web application decide. NuFi embedded platform. Stakeability and ADA pools. Token-to-token functionality. Support for multiple wallets. Support for HW wallets. Fully audited smart contracts by Certic. Launch on mainnet. Sale of government token announced. So the token's not out yet. So
it was audited. The audit's already done. I mean, they keep tweeting out little things here and there. I feel like they might do like a stealth launch. Just keep an eye out on this one. I think it's going to be a good one.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. Yes. I'll be partaking. I'll be getting a little taste.
All right, you heard it here first. And did you want to talk about the Ukraine situation and the stock market and crypto market? Or did we already talk about that?
I mean, we kind of talked about it already. It's just more like, it's kind of weird to me that it's kind of messed up that when we're in the United States, when our country starts to go into war, that all
These
of a sudden,
colors don't
everyone
run.
got scared. Everyone got scared that everything was going to crash, because it did start on Monday, but then all of a sudden it quickly rebounded, and it's just messed up that we're kind of like in a military industrial complex, right? So it's like when we're in war, all of a sudden our stock market does well, our crypto does well.
Yeah.
And you'd think during something this bad, people wouldn't want to be risk on and invest, but it's quite the opposite, because it basically means more jobs, more money printing, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of like when the war broke out initially, you saw that huge dump And then it jumped right back. And then like the stock market for the rest of the week just had like a great week. And it's like, what? Like,
Doesn't make sense.
it's just so seems like so manipulated. Like it's just very based on like people's emotions. So like it's easy to get people to sell when there's a war breaking out, when inflation's super high. But I don't sell my ADA mic because
I don't sell mine,
I
Eric.
got diamond hands with my ADA. But it is scary sometimes, you know. But I'm just like, you know what? If ADA goes to 0, I can live with that because I think it's a good product.
Yeah, because you also don't want to make the other side of that where it's like ADA goes to the moon, as they say, and you don't have even a little bag. It's gonna hurt a little bit, you know?
Oh yeah.
So that's why we like to partake in the community. We started this podcast. We just want to be a part of the community. It's
We just
fun.
want people to like us.
We just
Think we're
want people to
cool.
like us. And if you want to come on the show, reach out. We're
If
open to interviewing
if
people. So
you got questions, throw them in the comments.
if you have any questions, throw them in the comments.
If you want to like
We
and
started a
subscribe,
Discord as well.
people do that too. Started a Discord. We'll put it in the description below.
Yeah.
As people often do. But yeah, we want to build a little community, and we're open to having guests. I think it would be fun. We're just regular people, so we want to talk to other regular people.
Trying to figure out this whole Cardano thing. We love it. We're gonna be here for a while, so feel free to join us.
Regular people,
And
we have leases on our yachts just like everyone else, you know.
I only have 2 yachts. Eric's got 3.
Yeah,
Maybe
one's a
one
piece
day
of
I'll get
shit
to his
though.
level.
So
I gave it to my servant. That's it. That's it for us guys. So we'll see you next week. We hope you have a good week and
go ADA.
stay safe, everybody. Go ADA.